As far back as I can remember, I have always wanted to be a gangster. To me, being a gangster is better than being the President of the United States. The film Goodfellas views the mob lives of three pivotal figures in the harsh 1960s and 70s in New York City. Henry Hill is a local boy turned gangster in a neighborhood full of the roughest and toughest mobsters. Tommy DeVito is a purebred gangster who turns out to be Henry's best friend. Jimmy Conway puts the two of them together, and the three run some of the biggest hijacks and burglaries the town has ever seen. Even before I went to the cab stand for an after-school job, I knew I wanted to be a part of them. It was there that I knew it belonged. To me, it meant being somebody in a neighborhood full of nobodies. They weren't like everybody else. They did whatever they wanted. They parked in front of fire hydrants, never got a ticket. Played cards all night long, and nobody would ever call the cops. Toddy Cerullo, Tony Stacks. Toddy ran the cab stand in the Bella Vista Pizzeria. The other places were set aside for his brother Paul, who was the boss of the whole neighborhood. Paulie might have moved slow, but he only moved slow because he didn't have to move fast for anybody. At first, my parents loved that I found a job across from the street from the house. My father, who was Irish, he got sent to work at the age of 9. He liked that I got myself a job. He always used to say that American kids spoiled and lazy. My mother was happy after she found out that the Ciros came across the same part of Italy as she did. To my mother, I was the answer to all her prayers. I was the luckiest kid in the world. I could go anywhere, I could do anything. I knew everybody, and everybody knew me. Wise guys would pull up the tutties, let me park their Cadillacs. Here I am, just a little kid. Can't hardly even see over the steering wheel when I'm parking their Cadillacs. But it wasn't too long before my parents changed their mind about the job at the cab stand. For them, it was supposed to be a part-time. But for me, it was definitely all I wanted to do. People like my father, they can never understand. But I was a part of something. I belonged. I was treated like a grown-up. Dollar here, dollar there. I was living in a fantasy. My father, he was always pissed off. Pissed that he made such lousy money. Pissed that my kid brother was in a wheelchair. Pissed that we lived in such a tiny house. But after a while, it was mainly pissed because I was working at the cab stand. He knew what went on there. The way I saw it, every once in a while, I'd take a beating. By then, I didn't care. It's the way I saw it, everybody takes a beating sometime. In 1987, Henry was arrested in Seattle, Washington for a narcotics conspiracy and was given 5 years probation. He has still been clean since this day. He is currently held in witness protection program under the federal government. And now that it's all over, it's not even the hottest part. Today, everything's different. There's no action. You gotta wait around like everybody else. Can't even get decent food. First thing I did when I got here, I ordered some spaghetti and marinara. I got egg noodles and ketchup. I'm an average nobody. I get to live the rest of my life like a schnook.